Be nice to the humans. Say hi. Good afternoon, pet lovers and car collectors of all kinds. Yeah, we're getting there. We're getting there. uh, we got a weird little bit of a video for you guys today. Kaiba and I actually had a really funny intro that we had started, but because OBS or my microphone or a combination of the two decided to be a jerk, um, I have a silent video for you guys that I'm going to play briefly in between this introduction and in between the actual video that we're here for, which is our final episode of New Set versus Old Set. I'm pretty excited about the finale of this series. I really did want to do a live with you guys, but unfortunately it just didn't work out. Mainly because Kai actually got tomorrow off work, so I'm trying to run around like a chicken with my head cut off and get recordings done today and get that last deck built that I wanted to get built and edit all the decks that I was going to edit this week and get all the cards put away before I leave so that if my dad happens to come over home over the weekend, which he's not supposed to, but if he happens to, at least I haven't left a giant mess out. Um, with regards to that, because all my cards are currently spread out on the dining room table, since I don't really eat at the dining room table anyways, and he's not here to eat at it either. Um, but anyways, I'm gonna stop this recording now, and you guys are going to see a silent film that we're going to call Kaiba Gets Treats, which is really cute. I wish I knew how to add audio because I would record myself talking over it, but I have no idea how to do that. So I will stop this. I will present you that mini film, and then we will come back and we will do the cards. All right. See you in a bit. It's like we didn't even go away. Look, Kata's still sitting there. I'm still sitting here. And the packs are still sitting over here. All right, let's get this table set up and let's get into our seventh round of this epic, epic series of New Set versus Old Set. Tarkir Dragonstorm has been kicking some butt in the last couple packs, which has been surprising. Now, they haven't been amazing packs by any means on either side of the coin, but Tarkir has definitely had the better stuff. So, Modern Horizons might have just had like an early hurrah and choked on it. Now, Kaiba's sitting over there, still watching me. He's waiting patiently because I told him that if I can get through a couple videos, it'll be his turn, and we will do what he wants, which is, of course, to go play at the splash pad. And he, in turn, has decided to support his favorite team in this series, of course, which is the Dragonstorm. So, for those people who have puggies, or I'm assuming most dogs actually shed quite a bit, but um, puggies shed a lot, and it is definitely shedding season. So I was just giving Kaiba a good scratch in between trying to sort out what was wrong with my mic and what was wrong with the video, and do a small edit into it. And yeah, pulled all that off just scratching his backside. What's up, buddy? You want to come up and sit on me while we do the video? Would you like that? Come here. Come here. Come here. You gonna come over? You gotta decide, baby. Are you gonna come over? You can come over. The people will like it if you come sit on me while we do the new set versus old set. Come here. Come here. Kaiba, you're being so silly. Come here. Honey, what's the matter? What's the matter? Come here. I can only reach so far from the chair, baby. Come on. Come to daddy. What's the matter? Oh, Kaiba. Well, I'm gonna make the video, baby. When you figure out what's the matter, you let me know. Okay? But I'm gonna make the video. Just make sure that the camera's not gonna fall out of the holder. And as is tradition, new set won last round, so new set gets to be opened first. Um, Kaiba's bet is on Tarkir. My bet personally is on Modern Horizons. I think they're going to finally get their set stuff together and pull out the victory. But either way, it's a great series. Been lots of fun on this one. Thank you guys for tuning into this round. And the next series, which I think I've said hints on what I'm doing. Um, because the Edges of Eternity isn't quite out just yet, I am going to do the we're going to go back to Foundations for the next series, and then I presume Avatar won't be out until late fall, probably. So by the time we wrap up Foundations, we'll have enough time to do Edges of Eternity versus Brothers War. And then I'm not sure what I'm going to put against Avatar yet. I haven't decided. Maybe I'll put it to a vote later on, and we'll see what packs are available over at the secret card shop that I don't shout out on the channel because I don't want everyone stealing all the awesome packs. I don't think the owner minds though, because I drop an easy like $100 to $200 every time I go into his shop. So, all right. Anyways, token, goblin, human warrior, decent start. Always good to have extra copies of those, especially when we're trying to build goblin decks. And we kick this off with Enoch Wayfarer. As if I get the easy or the hard word right and the easy word wrong. Enoch Wayfarer. There we go. When this creature enters, you mill 3 cards. You can put a land from among them onto your hand, and then you put a +1/+1 counter on this creature if you don't do that. So, not bad. Kaiba's Fur is going to have to just move over there a little bit. Riverwalk Technique. I don't think I've pulled this one yet. 3 and a blue. Target, choose one. Owner of target non-land permanent puts it on their choice of the top or bottom of their library, or counter non-creature spell. Costs a little bit much, but it gives you a decent option. I'll still mid it though. Eh, we'll put it top. You might be able to save 4 mana for instant speed playing blue. Yes, baby, I know what you want, but it's a little early and it's hot out still. He really thinks that we're going to go to the splash pad now. And it's like right in the middle of the heat part of the afternoon, like between like noon and 1-ish is when I'm recording this. So I'm not doing that. No. Coordinated Maneuver. Deals damage equal to number of creatures you control to target creature or planeswalker or destroy target enchantment. Instant speed, not bad. Narcissus Rebuke. 4 and a red. This one I don't like because it adds blue, red, and white, which means you can only play this in a deck that includes those 3 colors minimum. So I'm going to put this to the bottom. Especially because I've pulled that at least 3 or 4 times now, and I really just don't need more copies of it. Dungeon Bloodflies isn't bad. I've only pulled a couple copies of this, and I haven't actually included it in any decks yet, specifically. But there are decks that it'll definitely go well in, so I will definitely put you to the top. Flying 1/2 for 2, and when it attacks, if you have a creature with a counter on it, everybody loses a life except you. It'd be nicer if you gain that life back, but actually, you know what? We're going to mid you because you don't let me gain that life. Stormshriek Feral. 3/3, Flying Haste, 1 a red to give it +1/+0. And it costs 4 in a red to put into play, or you can play the Omen side, 1 in a red to discard a card, and if you do, draw 2 cards. At sorcery speed. I'm gonna mid it. The first half is really good. The second half is a little bit much for 5, to be honest. Rebellious Strike, 1 in a white, instant target creature gets +3/+0 until end of turn, and you draw a card. That I like. I wish it gave you some butt, because clearly whatever you're playing this on is going to die, but at least hopefully you'll take whatever you're attacking or blocking down with you, and you get to draw a card out of it. Encroaching Dragonstorm, when it enters, search your library for up to 2 basic lands, put them onto the battlefield tapped, and whenever a dragon enters, you get to put this thing back in your hand. It's not bad if you're playing dragons. If you're not playing dragons, it kind of sucks though, so... Actually, you know what? You're going bottom. You are really good if you're playing dragons. It's only if you're playing dragons. Same with this one. Like, this is a really cool card. When it enters, exile cards from the top of your library to exile a non-land card. You can cast it without paying its mana cost if its value is 8 or less. If you don't, you put the card in your hand, and whenever you play a dragon, you get to put this thing back into your hand. I mean, it's a great enchantment to get dragons out of a dragon's deck, but again, if you're not playing dragons, you're only going to get to play this once. Unless you have another way to flicker it back to your hand, so... Sandsteep Citadel, that's our land for the pack. Not bad. I would have preferred something a little bit more spicy, but white, green, and black is alright. Kisha Trawlers. When enters, you may exile a creature card from your graveyard. When you do, return target instant or sorcery card from your graveyard to your hand. Ooh. That's pretty cool, actually. That works really well in a Spellslinger deck, actually. Because they don't typically care about their creatures. I'm going to put you top. Ooh, we got a legendary! Shiko Paragon of the Way. 2 blue, red, and white for a spirit dragon with flying vigilance. When it enters, exile target non-land card with mana value 3 or less from your graveyard. Copy it and you can cast the copy without paying its mana cost. I mean, that's not terrible. Again, the issue is mainly the color restriction right there. You're only going to be able to play this in a very specific deck, but Flying Vigilant 4/5 is pretty decent. Does count as a spirit. I mean, there's a good chance it's going to make it into my spirit deck somehow, some way, so I'm not going to shoot on that at all. Put that with the fur, that's definitely the pull so far. Heritage Reclamation definitely is not the pull. Choose one, destroy target artifact or enchantment, or exile up to 1 target card from a graveyard and draw a card. It's like Nature's Reclamation, but just slightly better because you can draw a card off the last ability. So, I mean, I'm happy with the Hollow, and it's instant speed, so I'm not going to knock it, but... And we got Bloodfell Caves, which is nice. Life gain land, black and red, Hollow. I mean, the Spirit Dragon is definitely the card to beat. Beyond that, there really wasn't a lot that was, like, brag-worthy in that last pack. Suppose if I'm gonna brag about something, it would probably be the Human Citizen, and then the Reclamation, but... yeah. Shattered Horizons definitely has the shot here. This is their chance to win this. Now, they've had two opportunities very similar to this, where they've had the chance to totally take this series and they just drink the ball. If this last pack is a dull, I'm gonna be or a dud, I'm gonna be really sad. Not gonna lie. Because the way we kicked off this series was insane with the huge, like, I think the card's worth $80 right now, Canadian. So I mean, like, I'm just. Does this one have a Patrick? Trying to remember if there's a Patrick. Yes, there's a Patrick. Okay. Token, art card. This should be the Snowland. Then this should be the best card. Then three, I think. Like that. Actually, you know what? We're going to take one extra one. We're going to put like that just in case. All right. If we have a few uncommons in there somehow, some way, it's not the end of the world. As long as the best card is at the back. Ooh, nice. Bird token. And spider. Bird and spider. That's an interesting combination. Kind of feel bad for the spider since birds eat spiders, but I'm happy to have both. Spider has reach. Bird has flying. Art card. Pretty sure we pulled that art card at some point before. Somehow, some way. But still, nice to have art cards. We're not going to have them in the next series, unfortunately, because I'm not buying collector boosters of Edges. I am not buying collector boosters of Edges of Eternity, or Edge of Eternity, whichever one it is. Reign of Revelation. Draw 3 cards and discard a card. Instant speed for 4? That's not bad. I'll put you to the top. Gilded Light. You gain Shroud until end of turn, and it has cycling. I mean, yeah, I like Shroud. Shroud is good. Trumpeting Herd, less good. Yes, you get an elephant. Yes, it gives you a second elephant on the following turn. Um, if you want one, and you don't have to pay the mana cost. You know what? We'll put you top. I've argued myself into liking it. Hey, look, we got the spider that goes with the spider token. Nice. Oh, shaky camera. Shaky camera. Had to scratch. Reach. When this thing enters the battlefield, you create a 1/2 spider token with Reach. Well, I'm going to put the spider token up because we made a spider token. And, I mean, I don't like the fact that it costs 3. That's the only thing. You know what? No, you can go top. This is still a much better pack so far. Diabolic Edict. 1 in a black. Target player sacrifices a creature at instant speed. Sure. Nimble Mongoose. Shroud. Nice. 1 green for a 1/1. And it gets +2/+2 as long as there's 7 or more cards in your graveyard. I mean, I'm not going to complain about it, but it's not. That's probably more this than it is there. Unless you decide to, like, Voltron the crap out of that. No, you can't even target it. Never mind. You can't target it with anything either. So, yeah, no. I think it's just there. I think that's good. Moonblade Shinobi, 2 in a blue. Whenever this thing deals combat damage to a player, create a 1/1 blue illusion creature token with flying. And it has ninjutsu, 2 in a blue. Nice. Alright. I'm good with that. Bogarden Dragonheart. Human Shaman. Sacrifice another creature until end of turn. This thing becomes a dragon with base power and toughness 4/4, flying and haste. No thank you. That is not. I mean, it's a great way to sack something at least, if nothing else, but I mean, I don't really think you're getting the value out of it that I want to at least. Did I bump this too far or something? Oh, yeah, that's why. Okay. There we go. That's better. That'd be better. Stirring Address. Target creature gets +2/+2 until end of turn for 1 in a white at instant speed, or you can overload it for 5 in a white, and if you do, everything's going to get +2/+2 instead. Everything you control. I'm glad that they added the part about you control there, because otherwise you'd be buffing everybody's creatures on the board. Good instant. Shelter. 1 in a white. Target creature you control gains protection from the color of your choice until end of turn, and you draw a card. Also a good instant. Ice High Golem. 1 Snowland for a 2/2. Okay. And Redscape Sliver. Ugh. Slivers. Ugh. Ah, we got another mountain. We pulled more mountains out of this series than we pulled any other land. We did get enough lands for what I want to build with regards to the zombie deck I want to build, but still disappointing. I was really hoping for another island or another swamp. Alright, so the rare should be there, and then if there's like a list card or something, that might be it. Okay, here we go. One, actually, do I want to? I don't want to spoil it for myself, no. Okay, here we go. Okay, I did it right. I managed to put the good card at the back. Smiting Helix deals 3 damage to any target, and you gain 3 life, flashback red and white. That's interesting. It's a very specific spell. 2 cards left. Genesis. Incarnation. The beginning of your upkeep, if Genesis is in your graveyard, you may pay 2 and a green. If you do, return target creature from your graveyard to your hand. Holy crap, that's cool. Oh my gosh. That is so cool. The only thing that would make that no, if it was legendary, you wouldn't want to keep it in your graveyard. That is the last part pull. Yeah, I'm sorry, Spirit Dragon, you just got beat. I mean, this pack was beating you anyways. There was no argument about that. This pack had a lot more cool stuff to be played with, per se, but that is insane. You can basically get anything back from a mono green deck that you want to into your wow. Wow. Trying to process this. Nope, can't. Wow. All right, guys. This has been the final episode of this series of new set versus old set. Tarkir Dragonstorm in the end, despite all the effort and all the support, especially from Kaiba, in my opinion, just did not come up with the stuff. I mean, that last pack was pretty weak tea, and although the Shiko is something I'm really looking forward to putting into a deck, probably my spirit deck, but I mean, it might end up in something else. I don't know. But I mean, that Genesis card is insane. First off, 4/4/4/5 isn't bad in the first place, but if this thing is in your graveyard, you can pay 2 and a green and you can return any creature from your graveyard to your hand. That'd be pretty freaking good. Alright. Shout out to Kaiba, who is on my case because he wants what he wants, and he is the prince. So normally he gets what he wants. But right now, you've got to wait until the heat calms down a bit. I'm sorry. I don't control the heat. It'll break soon. When it breaks, we'll go. Okay? Alright, guys. Remember, the recordings that you're going to see for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday are all going to be pre-recorded videos. And then, I'm going to shoot vacation footage of our... Whoop, crud. Just trying to keep an eye on Kaiba, and I flipped the camera. I am going to try and shoot a whole bunch of videos and stuff over my weekend with Kaiba, and so that you guys will have a bunch of content for the channel in regards to that as well. And yeah. If you disagree with me on who won this series, by all means, you can let me know in the comments down below, but I don't think you're going to win the argument with me this time. Genesis is an insane card. I've never even heard of that card before. All right. Much love to you all from Kaiba over there, and I to you. Take care, and we hope to see you guys next week. Please tune in to all the content over the weekend, and bye.